Alright, welcome to this lesson. Alright, in this lesson we're going to generate the rig from this armature for the character, so we can animate the character itself. Alright, very quickly, but before we do that, if you notice I have another sneakers for this character. The one you have has been given a little bug and I don't want to spend too much time on this one. Okay, I just needed to correct it by changing yours to this one. So this is already available for you to download in your project file. So this sneakers is already available for you to download. So the issue with this, with the one you have, is that the mesh is broken. The sneakers wasn't really modeled from scratch, so it was actually downloaded. And the reason why we focus mainly on the character, so that we don't spend too much time on this character, so we had to get another sneakers get the sneakers online, which is something you can do if you want to work on any of your projects. Okay, so just quickly download this and append it to this. Sneaker is already available, so append it to your scene and let's get on with this. Okay, great. Let's, for some reason, oops, just hold on, let me edit that. Okay, just adjust that a bit so it fits. Okay, let's quickly bring that up. I'm just adjusting my sneakers to fit into the feet, so you can do the same for yours. So great, you have that for it. So I can now adjust my rig now to my armature actually to fit my sneakers. Alright, so quickly append yours to your scene and would generate the rig for this character. So like I said, the shoe you have has broken meshes and it was giving us tough time, so we had to create this one. So you can use, so just bear it in mind whenever you're downloading any assets online. You have to clean it up properly before using it, because it can affect your rig. Alright, very quickly, let's select our armature, come to our properties panel here, the armature's properties panel, scroll down, you'll find where you find RIGIFY. You find Meta Rig uses the old face rig, so you click on upgrade face rig. Click on upgrade, it's going to upgrade the face rig. Alright, and select and click on generate rig. It's going to take a few seconds for you. Mine that's just finished generating, so you have your rig ready. So what I want to do is select the armature, come to my outliner, or you could call it layers panel, and select the eye button there to hide it. So select my rig, and like you can see, this is what you're going to be animating. This is what you use to animate your character. Okay, so I will switch to pose mode. Right now it's on object mode. So you remember when we started, we took note of the pose mode, of object mode and edit mode. We've been working with object mode, edit mode, but for the bones or the rig, we'll be working with pose mode. So we work with pose mode. So if we switch to pose, while our rig is selected, switch to pose mode. Now you can now edit this rig. You can now rotate it. The reason why your character is not rotating it is because we have not bound this character to the rig, so it's operating independently. So this is what we want to do right now, is bind this character to the rig, so such that when we are done, the character can actually respond to the rig wherever we move it, or however we choose to move it. Alright, so let's switch back to object mode. Let's first of all select the hair. except the eyes, because we'll be binding that separately. So select the hair, select the eyes. Make sure that's if your shrink wrap is modifier is still active, you want to apply that. Remember when you use shrink wrap for your eyebrow, so you're going to click on this arrow here and select apply, or hover around the shrink wrap modifier and press Ctrl A, and it applies the shrink wrap modifier. Okay, the next thing we're going to do now is select the hair, select the body, select the eyebrow, select the beard. Remember I said do not select the eyes. Make sure you don't select the eyes yet. We're going to bind that differently to the rig. Select the shirt while I'm still holding down shift. Select the trouser and select the sneakers. Alright, and I think that's it. I think I should mirror the sneakers. Let's have both of them active. So let's mirror sneakers. Select this, which object you want to mirror it from, or select the character. So we have the sneakers, both sneakers available. Then press Ctrl A to apply that. S tab, press tab, go to wireframe, select this and separate it. So we have both sneakers, two sneakers as separate objects. I'll select both of them, apply the location, and set the origin to each geometry. So each of them have their geometry. So now we can now select them independently. Select the shirt, the beard, the eyebrow, and the hair. And lastly, select the rig. So that should be the last thing you select. The rig should be the last thing you select. Then press Ctrl P. So there are different parent parameters you would use to parent this object, but what we are going for is parent with automatic weight. So we parent that. It's going to take a few minutes or a few seconds, and it will parent the body or the character to the rig. You can see that it's parented already. If you check down here, it will tell you it's done. So when I select the rig now, switch to pose mode, select the head and move, and maybe rotate. You want to rotate the head. You can see it's done up beautiful. You can see the fluidity of the neck, how it goes. So if I hit R twice, I can actually select and rotate. So if you want to clear that rotation, I just press Alt R to clear the rotation. So let's test the hand. So this is the rig for the hand. You see that? If I move the hand, if I choose to rotate, I can rotate the hand. Let's test the fingers. If I press S, it scales. To press S, and I can fold the fingers in. I can select this, fold this in, I can rotate. However, you see how beautiful that is. Remember when we're working on the axis, I hope you actually made sure that the x-axis or the z-axis were pointing inward, so you have this fluid, rotation and fold for the fingers. You can see that. See how beautiful it is. So if you select everything, press Alt S and R to clear that scale and rotation. Let's check the hip. See, it rotates. So if I lift this up, it rotates. There's stretch, there's auto stretch turned on. That's why it's having a stylized, cartoony, effect on it. So the feet works well. So if you check the feet, test it out. I need you to play with it as much as possible. Play with the feet. Alright, if you notice, I think we still have the issue we had in the other rig. So for now, we're going to, let's switch to object mode, select this and delete. Go to, let's select all these. And delete them. Okay, first of all, I think what I'll do is let's switch back to object mode, select the rig, let's clear out the rotation. Okay, let's switch back object mode, select the canvas. I think I'll delete this one first. Let's work on this. Let's go to edit mode and so I'm selecting all these parts. So I think I'll do a separate tutorial on how to model your any sneakers from scratch. For now, we'll just stick to what we have right now because our main focus is the character, and most of the time when you're animating, people you don't really see the feet, you know, which will go into, you know, more depending on the kind of shot you're creating. You don't really see the feet or the details on the feet, except it's a close-up shot. So I'll delete this for now. Okay, I'll delete this for now. So let's have a fluid animation. So I'll do a separate tutorial on how to create your, you know, your canvas from scratch. So mirror that again, like we did initially. So depending on, we're going to go into that during the animation phase when I'm taking you through layout. So layout in the sense that you have to focus on what the camera sees. So what the camera sees is what you're animating. So imagine what the camera don't see, you don't animate that part. You focus on what the camera sees. So hence my opinion when it comes to, you know, cheating your way through, you know, shots like this. Okay, so I will do a separate tutorial, like I said, on how you can create your own canvas, but for now we're going to make do with this as the character is our main focus for now. So like this, separate. I believe you must have had a hang of this already. So the essence is for you to get, you know, the basics, know your hotkeys, what to press when you need to solve a particular problem. Exactly. So automatically it's painted, so you now have smooth, you know, so when we're animating the character, we now have smooth animation. Alright, let's test the mouth. Let's press R to rotate. You can see that mouth is rotated. Select this point. You can press S to scale to widen the mouth. Depending on what you want to do, you can, you know, create a smile, you can create a sad face. I mean, you don't want to overstretch it anyways, but depending on the kind of exaggeration or the kind of story you're telling, right, this can come into play. Alright, so you've noticed we haven't parented the teeth, so we're going to do that next right away. So I'll select everything by pressing A twice, or just to select everything. Hold down Alt and clear the rotation by pressing Alt R, Alt G, Alt S. So it clears the rotation for everything. So let's go back to object mode. Select the eyes. So right now the eyes, it has the mirror modifier. So apply that, press Ctrl A to apply. Tap to edit mode. Go to your wireframe. Select this eye. Press P and separate. So they are now separate objects. So select both of them. Apply location and rotation. Apply the transform. Come to objects and set origin. So they now work independently. So I'll do first thing for, let's select both eyes. Select the armature and press Ctrl P. But instead of automatic weights, this time we are using parent with empty groups. So just follow me carefully. So select the first eye, come to your vertex group, your objects, these vertex groups here. So while that is selected, we want to type in eyes deformation. So this deformation, def stands for deformation, then eye left. So we want to tap to edit mode, select everything, make sure everything is selected. Select this deformation. So we want to bind this eyeball to the deformation bone. So you select the deformation. While this is all selected, click on assign. So it now assigns this eyeball to that particular bone. So before we test it, let's do the same thing for the other one. Tap to edit mode, select everything. We'll find deformation right. Okay, so this is the R, this is R, this left is the right one. select it. Why is this all selected? Click assign. So if you've done that correctly, if we go to the select the rig, switch to pose mode, you select your rig now and hit your G key to move. You see that your eye now responds accordingly. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, this is the amazing thing about RIGIFY. It has been updated over time. So if you want to test the close eyelid, you can now test it fluently and it closes. Okay, so you can use this to animate your character however you want to do it. So I need you to play with this as much as you can before you start animating, to familiarize yourself with the rig. Okay, so when it's time for us to create a pose library, I believe you would do the same with your RIGIFY. So the next rig we're going to deal with is the auto rig, which is the paid version. But before we do that, let's quickly parent our teeth. Okay, so let's switch back to object mode. Select our teeth. This one is pretty straightforward. Hold down shift, select the rig, switch to pose mode, and you want to select this top one. So you would find a teeth teeth.t, which is the top one. You select that one, press Ctrl P and parent it to the bone instead of empty groups. Parent it to bone. Switch back to object mode. So if you ask how I switched, I just held down Control and my tab key to switch between object and pose mode. So you switch to object mode, select the down teeth, hold down shift, select the rig, Control tab, and you look for the teeth bottom. Alright, Control P, parent it to the bone. When that is done, you want to look for the tongue. So we can't find it. Let's switch to object mode. Press H to hide the body. So select the tongue. This one is pretty straightforward, the way we did for the body. Hold down shift, select the rig, Control P, select width, automatic width. So now if we hide the face now, let's hide this one again. Select the rig, switch to pose mode. Now we now open the mouth. You see now the mouth now opens accordingly. But it should with the teeth. You can see how beautiful this is right now. So you can now create, a pose for O, U. Okay. No, okay. Don't worry, we'll get to that when it's time to animate. We'll create the vowel sounds, all the vowel sounds for the character. Okay, so test everything, play with it, rotates the head. You can see how everything now responds to your rig. So test everything, make sure everything is working perfectly. So I selected everything, Alt R, G and S to clear out the rotation, the scale and move. Alright, so we're good to go. So everything is working fine. You can create a smile from here. Okay, so just play with it, make sure you familiarize yourself with this rig. Everything is working perfectly. So this is perfect, you can animate with this rig. So the reason why I want to show you how different rig works, so depending on the project you're working on, so you can actually choose to use RIGIFY, auto rig or blend rig. So I'm going to show you how all three of them, or maybe all two of them works, because blend rig is pretty advanced and will take a lot of time for it to master. So we may end up using auto rig or blend rig, whichever works. So in the next lesson I'm going to teach you how to rig with auto rig. So for now I need to save this file, save as, so mine has saved it as RIGIFY, so mine is saved as RIGIFY right now. So the next project we're going to start with now is this empty character without the rig, and we'll start rigging with RIGIFY. I'll show you how to install it and start rigging with RIGIFY. I hope you're having fun with this, but in the meantime, take your time, take a few hours to play with this rig and this rig is ready for animation. Great. All right, see you in the next lesson. Bye.